After wandering through NHL obscurity for the past 5 or so years, the Coyotes are finally positioned to find the light at the end of the tunnel they've been rebuilding for some time now. Keeping up with the Coyotes' missteps and failings can be exhausting in and of itself. Arizona has missed the playoffs each of the past 5 seasons and has the 4th worst winning percentage over that stretch. Included in that is a 201,415 season in which the Coyotes lost at the right time, finishing with the second worst record in the NHL ahead of a prized top off the draft board that featured Connor McDavid and Jack Eichel. And then, Arizona claimed the 3rd spot in the draft lottery, losing at the game of losing. Their arena and stage in Arizona status continues to be in limbo, casting a darker cloud over the franchise than any losing season can. An uncertain future can be a lot more taxing and a cause for pessimism versus a winless record. More Max Domi on Shane Doan, diabetes, NHL's best-kept secret, and here comes the tone shift. What the Coyotes have done and continue to do under new general manager John Chayka is accrue a stable of young, talented hockey players, the likes of whom should mature at the same time and, when ripe, give the Coyotes a crop that should yield some pretty positive results. Just to rifle off players in the organization who will be 23 or younger when the season begins: Max Domi, Brendan Perlini, Clayton Keller, Christian Dvorak, Lawson Krause, Dylan Strome, Anthony Duclair, Jacob Chychrun and Christian Fischer. More Coyotes fills 3 major holds with pair of deals that group doesn't include Tobias Ryder, who turns 25 in January. The Coyotes also now have a few strong, veteran players to go along with Oliver Ekman-Larsson, including fellow defenseman Niklas Hjalmarsson and center Derek Stepan. These are all reasons for optimism when looking at a Coyotes franchise that, quite frankly, hasn't had much of that to go around of late. Arizona Coyotes schedule 201,718. Though the Coyotes season begins on the road, October 5 against the Ducks, they'll return home to the desert for both their home opener and a home-and-home series against the Vegas Golden Knights. Arizona will open Gila River Arena Saturday, October 7 before playing the first ever regular season game at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas 3 days later, October 10. Also its lone broadcast this season on NBCSN.The Coyotes also embark on a FIBA road trip in the first month of their schedule, traveling to play the Islanders, Rangers, Devils, Flyers, and Red Wings, in that order. After returning home for a quick 2 games at the beginning of November against the Sabres and Hurricanes, the Coyotes head back on the road for a difficult 3-game trip, beginning with the back-to-back against the Capitals and Penguins, before finishing 2 nights later against the Blues. It also concludes a stretch of 9 straight games against Eastern Conference opponents. More Stanley Cup odds for all 31 teams. A home game against the Jets November 11 leads into another road trip, with the Coyotes' next 4 in visiting arenas at the Jets, at the Canadiens, at the Senators, and at the Maple Leafs. In the first 2 months of the season, 17 of the Coyotes' 28 games are on the road. Arizona will get its first crack at the defending Western Conference champion Predator to open their 2018 slate at home January 4. The Coyotes travel to Nashville for a road matchup 2 weeks later. Coyotes key offseason additions: Derek Stepan trade, Niklas Hjalmarsson trade, Antti Raanta trade, Adam Clendening free agent, Brandon Hickey trade. Coyotes key offseason departures: Shane Doan retirement, Mike Smith trade, Connor Murphy trade, Anthony DeAngelo trade, Radim Vrbata free agent, Chad Johnson free agent. Coyotes projected lineup forwards: Max Domi, Derek Stepan, Anthony Duclair, Clayton Keller, Dylan Strome, Tobias Ryder, Brendan Perlini, Christian Dvorak, Jamie McGinn, Lawson Krause, Nick Cousins, Jordan Martinook.